welcome to Liz at Home. This is Liz Wright here. Today I've got a product to show you. I bought this probably about 3 years ago. It comes in this case. It's water brush pens, Riancy, R-I-A-N-C-Y, Riancy water brush pens. They are both a brush tip and a small fine liner tip, which is a little bit unusual. Usually we tend to find a bullet tip or the bigger tip with the brush tip. So I quite like the fine liner, and that was what kind of prompted me to buy them when I saw them. They're a less expensive art supply, and I've never used them. I can't actually believe it. I was going through my art supplies. I threw away the branding after I got it. I think it was, I hadn't done it on my YouTube channel, and I think it was getting in my way, so I threw it away. But I thought I would share this art supply with you today, just for fun. It's still available on Amazon, and I will share the link for you, and I would actually be very grateful if you clicked on the link, as I mentioned in a previous video. Even if you don't buy these things, if you click on the link, it's an affiliate link, and if you go through that to purchase something that you were wanting, even if it's dishwashing liquid, I get a couple of cents, and it doesn't cost you anything extra, and that is really helpful to me for the channel, because it is nice to have new things to review sometimes on the channel. Anyway, without further ado, let me get on. There's quite a large number of them. I think it was 120 beautiful colors. Those are my colors, and the blues and the oranges and yellows, and then the sort of aquas and a sort of a Caucasian skin tone. So I'm not going to swatch them, because I think that gets a little bit boring. I just want to show you what they look like when you coloring with them. So you can do, I don't do calligraphy. Let me try and do no, you see, I can't even do my own name. I can't even spell it because I'm getting so worried about writing. Whoop, light up. I did a short course and just gave up because I found it quite difficult. So it's got that sort of thing. It colors quite nicely, and then I wanted to see how they worked, because they're water-based, on watercolor paper. So here is some watercolor paper, and let me take a pink, because I would quite like to try a sort of a floral idea. So, oh, that's quite a hectic pink. There's quite a fluorescent pink flower. So going on watercolor paper and then using some water to activate this. Just want to see it is wet. It's not really moving. So I wonder if they're more inky. So the water doesn't move it all that much. It's moving it a little bit. Perhaps I wasn't using enough water. But yeah, it's not moving this a lot. If this was a different brand of water pen, it would move more. So it's not moving a lot with water. Just wet that whole lot and see. I don't think it will move at all on the normal paper here. This is still pink, so it goes down fairly finely. So I must be honest, I'm not entirely sure what they're made of. They're a wet medium, and I had thought water-based. I hadn't thought alcohol-based, but perhaps I'm wrong. No, they are water-based because they're not really bleeding through. And here's the fine liner, which I really like that ability for when one's coloring. It's fine liner. It's a nice small little nib. So what I thought I'd do is start coloring a picture that's on my list of things to color, and just seeing how it does in a coloring book. This is a Create Space or Amazon printed book. Do what you love. You've seen me coloring in this before. And I've written them down in a book now. For Jamie's channel, she's got the November breakdown prompts, and I decided to do them. And the O for outer space. So I was looking through, I found it quite difficult to find something with outer space, and I thought that this picture did quite well. It says stay unique, and I thought it's kind of a space picture there. So let's see how they do coloring in this. I thought I would go with my favorite. I'm just going to use a bit of a pink, and then a blue and a turquoise. These pens are not named or numbered, so that's a bit of a disappointment. But let me just see how these go together. Is that the same? It's a little bit too neon-y for my taste for this. I'm going to try a different pink. It's better. And if there's a more pastel one, I suppose I should swatch them and name them somehow. No, that's that one. Again, very neon looking. Maybe this more kind of going towards a more violet. Yes, I think that's better. The one goes over the other. You don't see the one underneath. And you can kind of get a blend. So maybe I shouldn't put the pink in here. I think I'm going to not use the pink. I'm going to rather just go with the blues and the turquoises and see how we do. So just for fun. How's everybody doing? I hope that you're all well. I'm fine, luckily, and quite happy. I've got some pupils coming for lessons this week because my pupils all do drama at the same studio, and the drama studio is going to be putting on a musical next year, and so all the pupils are wanting to audition, so they've all booked lessons so they can choose their audition pieces and then practice them during the holidays. I'm using much the same colors that I used in the other video that I was doing when I spoke about kindness, because I thought those colors worked quite well together. Not bad on this Amazon paper. It's not pilling yet. Let's see. I don't know if this is supposed to be a sea or outer space. Perhaps it's the sea, but I'm turning it into a sea outer space. I could be, but there's stars and everything, so that's close enough to outer space. I hope, Jamie, I hope you're okay with this. I'm not doing a great job here, am I? Should maybe slow down. I'm wondering how these would work if I put them onto a non-porous surface and wet them and then use them like paint. I must say, this color coming from this lid doesn't look at all like the color dipped lid looks, does it? How do you guys feel about water-based markers? I'm not such a fan for adult coloring. I've bought quite a large number of them. If any of you would like me to show you all my water-based markers, do let me know in the comments and I'll make a video showing them to you. I went through a stage where I thought they were the answer to our troubles. If you want to do markers and you, like, I love colouring in Hannah Carlson and Maria Troller books and things, and of course they're all not single-sided, so you're kind of stuck with needing something that doesn't bleed through. So I thought, oh, water-based markers are the answer, but they're not really. So I'm just going to do this like this and do more at a time because it's not really blending anyway. This one I'm just going to do turquoise. I'm going to leave the green out and see how it does. How do you guys feel about colour along for December? Shall I put a poll up and a choice for a picture we do as a colour along? Oh, and the other question is, have you all heard about the terrible news about poor old Jade Summers, Fritzen Publishing and Amazon? Gosh, what a debacle. I feel so sorry for them. I've tried everything in my power to help because I have done a little bit of publishing through Amazon KDP with under the Nana Liz and Nana Liz colouring title, author title, and I tried to find, I found an email for them to write to, and Nicholas got back to me and thanked me and everything, but they basically had no luck. It's still my hope that they come right after a while, but I've, since this all happened, actually gone off to Lulu and bought 3 or 4 PDF books, just to kind of, in solidarity and trying to show support. I mean, we all struggle, I think, financially a bit, and the whole, this quarter and all the Christmas and holiday purchasing and everything like that can be quite a strain on everybody. But when you've got salaries to pay to artists and everything, must be so daunting when all of a sudden all your income is just stripped from you. Can't imagine. I think people that run their own businesses on a big scale like that are so brave. I've kind of worked for myself in that I teach privately, and even when I was at a school, I was semi-self-employed. But never with overheads, so it's just you who goes hungry kind of thing at the end of the day, not other people. I think it must be so upsetting to have to deal with all of that. Okay, now what should I do? Should I do a green? Why not? I really didn't know this was green. I like these. Actually like these. They're the first water-based marker that's not gone streaky on me. At least it doesn't seem streaky to me. And this is quite a big area, and it's not pilling the paper. So that's interesting. Now, I feel like doing this one. Let's see how it goes. Being a bit untidy. I wonder, other way around. And then this blue inside that. Don't know. Not so sure. I've been watching quite a lot of YouTube, and then besides watching coloring videos, I've been watching these videos by people that call themselves the Bros of Decay, so like the Brothers of Decay. It's 2 young guys, I'm not sure which nationality, somewhere European. And they go around to these abandoned places like castles and homes, and they go in, and it fascinates me. It just, some of the places they find which just look so mysterious to me, as if somebody just one day moved out, and there's clothing left behind, and there's all sorts of things left behind. Not always. Sometimes the places are more empty, but beautiful crystal chandeliers, most incredible, which always gets me, collections of books, sheet music, some like from the 1700s, cutlery, crockery, most amazing things. And I mean, to start with, what what fascinates me living in a slightly lawless country like South Africa, it startles me that these places are left and they're not robbed, because I cannot imagine that happening here. The place would be empty for a week, and the minute anybody saw that there was nobody there, there'd be nothing left. I mean, these places have things like grandfather clocks, plates, cups, saucepans, crockery, silver, real silver, stuff that seems so valuable. It just blows my mind, and I sit there and I wonder what has happened. Where are the family? Why? What happened? I mean, I don't know if any of you have ever watched any of their programs, but if you haven't and that sort of thing fascinates you, if you're interested, ask, and I'll give you a link to the channel. It's got absolutely nothing to do with art or coloring, though, so perhaps it's not your scene at all. But it's just on my mind because I'd watched one. I don't watch every single video they do, but I love it. And they're these young guys, and they try to be so respectful of the places they go through. Really like it. Okay, so just going over that there, seeing what happens. Okay, that's that done. Now, let me see. I'm going to put these away, and I kind of like the color order they've got them in, although I really must have a look one day. I think I'm going to try the non-porous surface to do the glass, because I want that to be very pale. So I'm going to use, I wonder what that metallic color will look like, and a grey. Now I think I'll go for the blue grey. So am I in screen? I'm just scribbling on here. This is the metallic looking silver. Let's just quickly swatch it out of interest. Not really shiny. Well, not to my mind anyway. What did I do with my water brush? Ah, there it is. So now, let's see. I don't want it to be too wet. If I pick this up like this, and just do the inside of the glass, pick up a little bit more. I can perhaps get some kind of semblance of shading like that. Really just trying something. I love this image, actually. I think it's so mysterious and lovely. Oopsie, too wide. I need to be much more painstaking with my work. Should take care. Having a bit of trouble with my eyes just lately again. Really need to go and get new glasses. Okay, so now I'm going to use the same of what's here, but actually mix it with water so that it's very pale. I think that's too pale now. Going to mix a little bit more in the edge here. Mix it in. And I just want to be able to sort of give a wash of this. No, this is not working. This was not a clever idea. Not really looking like anything. I can probably let this dry and then try and rescue it with some pencils. I mustn't kill the paper. Do all of that so that it's uniform. All right, and leave that to dry. And then I think I want a brown cork, or sort of. So let me put these away. See what color that is. It's a reasonable color for the cork. And I wonder if I can get a shading color. Not bad. These are nice because the lids go on the back. So that's fun. This is all wet here. I don't want to get my hand in that. I should have waited for it to dry before I carried on. I'm going to go over this whole bit here so that it blends quite well. And hope for the best. We do this slowly and with some mindfulness and attention to detail. I'm going to do the stars in sparkly jelly rolls. Going back. There we are. Oops, pulled that off there as well. And I actually feel like doing the words in metallics. I'm going to go and find some metallics. I'm going to wait for that to dry before I do. So I've gone and finished the picture. I did all of this with the Riancy water brush pens. They bled through quite a lot on this Amazon paper, so it's not something you could do on a double-sided book. I'm not convinced they're water-based. They're very wet. I don't know if they're an ink or something. I need to go and look. I don't remember finding anything when I did look them up. So anyway, but they color quite smoothly, which is different for water-based things. Normally, water-based things are very sort of patchy. And then I decided I was just going to finish the picture off camera. So I used these little gel pens. They're called Slicci, and they're by Pentel. They're metallics. I just got a feeling of wanting to use metallics. And then I used a Posca paint pen, and the writing's in an Eastern script, so I don't know what color it is, but it's like a deep, deep navy blue. It was an unopened Posca that I must have received in an art box about 2 years ago. And then I also used a jelly roll for the little white bits, and I also used a shiny, just a clear shiny jelly roll. I don't know if you can see that there's a little bit of sparkle and shine coming here and there. And I'm sort of fairly happy with this. This is my outer space picture for Jamie's November breakdown. I suppose it's not really outer space, but it made me think of Kirby Rozan's title of his book, Worlds Within Worlds. So you've got a bottled world floating in outer space. Stay unique. I'm actually quite happy with this picture. It's curled, this was the Posca, curled my page a lot. It's interesting though that even though that was so wet it didn't bleed through. Good old Posca. But I think this page will flatten once I've got it under some heavy books. So thanks once again for staying with me and watching this video. And let's use the word space as a word to show me that you stayed in the video till the end. And why don't you quote space in a comment if you stayed till the end? It's our secret word to prove to me that you were there. I also just wanted to mention that I didn't go over the little grey bit that I did at the edge. It faded very light, and then I just did a shiny clear jelly roll around that as well. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. Please remember to like and comment, and I would love it if you shared the video with somebody or in a colouring group, just because I'm really trying to grow my channel. I would love for it to grow and grow and grow and get many more views. I am so grateful for everyone that is here and that is watching. Thank you. Have a wonderful week. Bye-bye now.